A decade and before, lakhs of children across India were found hovering around vehicles in traffic junctions begging alms or for selling toys, or in trains cleaning and sweeping compartments with a handcloth for want of money, or working as child labor in different workplaces including in hazardous factories, or picking rags, or wandering in public places or sleeping on footpaths, etc. Why today we don't find them in those places anymore? What happened to those lakhs of children? Yes, most of them are now studying in government schools and they constitute a good percentage of the total students. This magnificent and miraculous transformation could materialize, though gradually, but because of the Right to Education Act 2009, its implementing flagship program now termed as Samagra Shiksha, a resultant contribution of all government schools across India and their teaching and non-teaching staff undoubtedly. It is not intended to say that government schools do not have blemishes, but to acknowledge that there are a lot of merits in the government schools and the very intent and audience of these schools cannot be equated and compared. It would be naive to presume that quality of infrastructure in government schools in India is not good all over. While there are thousands of government schools that are older than 80 years, there are other thousands of schools that are constructed in recent years, and many other new buildings are being constructed. None can deny that most government high schools have large lands that provide lot of open space, keeping hope and paving scope for further development. Unfortunately, there is hardly any specific study carried out that rate the quality of buildings of government schools, and if that happens, thousands of government schools would qualify into the category of schools with good buildings that are conducive for imparting quality education. Therefore, all may not be too well with infrastructure of government schools, but a lot is well too. Telangana, being the youngest state in India, has still been able to make a remarkable progress in implanting infrastructural peripherals as projected in UDIs. Further, Government of Telangana state has launched a specialized mission termed as Manavuru Manabadi with an aim to develop a sense of belongingness among the community towards the school, and further it aims to mitigate the existing deficiencies in buildings and infrastructure, to update, upgrade and upscale the existing infrastructure, and to optimize quality of learning teaching through quality infrastructure with advanced ICT-based classrooms. International researchers, corporates, civil society organizations, and independent experts are in great appreciation of this initiative by the state government as it progresses in its first phase. Learning crisis as termed by World Bank, especially in developing countries including like that of ours, presumably may have widened due to pandemic amidst the two tenacious key challenges of teacher efficiency and learner participation, which have been posing serious concerns, adding to the challenge of learning crisis in India. While the challenge of teacher efficiency is addressed in various forms, particularly through in-service teacher training, subject-specific refreshers courses, and various orientation programs, the challenge of learner participation continues, starting with physical, irregular absenteeism of learners, leading to regular absenteeism that finally leads to dropout. Apart from reasons like unable to cope up in studies, lack of interest and enthusiasm to learn, etc. Possibly, Telangana is the first and the only state in India to facilitate an innovative intervention such as this, entitled Co-Scholastic Competency Enhancement Program (CCEP), that aims to emphasize the importance of co-scholastic activities to enhance learners' participation in education and to study and identify what the government school students know, what they can learn, what they can do, what they can present, or what they can perform, based on specific modules interpolating National Education Policy's key features of art integration and multilingualism with the support of a micro-training component. Applying multilingualism in the course of the program reveals the underlying relation between language and learning, especially when students are given a free choice to use home language or any other language or even a mix of languages they know to speak, express, opine, respond, and ask. Interestingly, it is found learners of these government schools have been able to even sing English songs, not with emphasis on melody but on language learning. Infusion of art integration and multilingualism into this program witnessed a higher learning enthusiasm among learners and optimum learners turnout, which indicate that learners might benefit in their scholastic performance and might lead to significant reduction in absenteeism and dropout too. And therefore, this intervention signifies that art integration and multilingualism, as advocated in the National Education Policy 2020, might serve as an elixir to fight over the learning crisis. The learning potential of students of government schools from selected schools of Vikarabad district in Telangana state demands the need to recognize the educational rural superiority of these schools and show the way forward.